Who will be the beneficiary of your wisdom inheritance plan? Who will be the beneficiary of your wisdom inheritance plan? Now here's the thing. You may be thinking, well, George, I am nowhere near dying yet and definitely don't plan to be. Of course. And that's one of the great revelations of this emerging phenomena of longevity, is that very many of us, depending on when you are listening to this, but if you are listening to this before the age of 65, you likely have another 30 years, if you take care of yourself, of great living, not just of life, but of great living. And whether finances or anything else, here is what you cannot take with you either when that time does come. All the accumulated wisdom of experience, knowledge, know-hows, networks, all the times you found a way to rise after getting knocked down, all the times you laughed with delight from the top of a mountain, all the times you cried with friends, all the times you danced with lovers. Because here is the real truth, is that there are ways of knowing that go beyond the head. And it is absolutely true that things like ChatGPT and all these AI tools are wonderful ways of extending and expanding the reach of the knowledge of the head. But there is so much more. Can they really convey the wisdom of the soul? Can they really share the gifts of the heart? I would contend no. And so therefore, as you embark upon your third act of life, this entire life, this 20, 25, 30, 35 years of living that you have left, who will be the beneficiary of those kinds of wisdom? And if you would love an idea for how to go about this process, well, my question to you would be, as you look at the most incredible vision for this next 20, 25, 30, 35 years of living, as you connect with your most incredible vision for that, what do you need to learn? Who do you need to become? And who is out there, perhaps from your current peer group generation or from a younger generation, who could help you with the knowledge and skills to be able to become the person capable of living this incredible vision you have for your third act of life? And in seeking them out and engaging them for their wisdom and skills, what do they need? What do their friends, their children, their loved ones need that you may be able to exchange? What gifts of heart and soul are they crying out for? And among the younger generation, we might call this reverse mentoring. And yet, please do not miss the opportunity to recognize that within your peer group, you may have incredible knowledge that others need, and they too. I think of Jane, one of our founding members, who has an incredible knowledge and wisdom around nettles, and particularly their healing properties. And yet she is very new to the world of commerce and business, and therefore, if you were someone who has recently had the discovery of arthritis in their fingers perhaps, well, Jane would certainly be able to help there. And if you were someone who had successfully built many companies or understood how to leverage luxury e-commerce, well then, there would certainly be an exchange of wisdom and heart here available. So that is my question. First, what do you need to know or learn to become the person capable of living your greatest vision for your next phase of life? 2, who out there can help 3, what do they need? And what gifts of heart and soul have you acquired across your living that you could share with them in mutual exchange? And so fulfill this loop, this giving, this wisdom estate planning, this wisdom inheritance plan. For yes, there is the great wealth transfer that is occurring as boomers and late Gen Xers, early Gen Xers, late Gen Xers, whichever the ones nearest to the boomers are, begin to hand their wealth down the generations. Some say this is going to be a process of handing down around $30 trillion over the next 20 years from the kind of boomer and Gen X generation down to, I guess, the current millennials and particularly Gen Z and Alpha. And yet, for those of us who can remember the days of a rotary dial phone, for those of us who can remember broadsheets that were genuinely broad, for those of us who can remember when a Mars bar was 25p, there are gifts of heart and soul to be shared. There is a wisdom inheritance plan to be devised and executed. And the best time to do it is starting today, sharing the gifts of your soul as you pursue the great vision of your next phase of life. All right. Have a great weekend.